The culprit has been identified, I presume?
Until one culprit emerges, I do not approve of murder, my friend.
Hey everyone, and welcome to TalkWord. This is the show where we get curious about English words and uncover their hidden stories. And the word we're tackling today? Oh, it's a fantastic one. Culprit.
Okay, let's set a little scene. Picture this. You get home, you're absolutely craving a cookie. You go to that special jar on the counter, you lift the lid, and nothing. It's totally empty. Just a few crumbs left behind. Clearly, a crime has been committed here. So the big question is, who's to blame? Now, sure, we could say the person who did it, or the one at fault. But come on, English has a way better word for this, right? A single, powerful word that just nails it. A word to perfectly label the person, or maybe the thing, that is truly responsible. And you guessed it, that word is culprit. So let's dive right in and figure out what it really means. So here's the absolute key thing you gotta remember. A culprit isn't just someone we think might be guilty. Nope. The culprit is the one who is actually 100% responsible. They are the confirmed source of the problem, whether we're talking about stolen cookies or something way more serious. And this is where the word culprit gets really, really cool. It's so flexible. It doesn't always have to be a person. A whole organization can be the culprit behind pollution. A thing, like a faulty wire, can be the culprit that started a fire. Heck, it can even be an idea, like rising costs being the culprit for a company's struggles. How versatile is that? Okay, now this next point is super important, especially if you're an English learner. We need to get really clear on the difference between a culprit and a suspect. They are not the same thing. Think about it like this. A suspect is just a maybe. The police think they might have done it. You can have a whole lineup of suspects in an investigation, right? But the culprit is the one who was proven guilty. They're the one. It's the difference between a question mark and a period at the end of the sentence. So, yeah, a suspect could end up being the culprit, but you can't call them that until you know for sure. So where on earth did we get this very specific word? Well, the story behind culprit is just fascinating. It actually takes us straight into an old-school courtroom. Let's follow the breadcrumbs. It all starts way back with the Latin word culpa, which simply means blame or fault. That word travels into Old French and becomes culpable, a word you might know that means guilty. But here's where the magic happens. In Old Anglo-French courts, when a prosecutor was accusing someone, they'd say the phrase culpable pressed. It basically meant, he's guilty and we are ready to prove it. Over time, people just started mashing that phrase together. Culpressed, culprit, and bam, we get our modern word culprit. It literally comes from a declaration of guilt in a courtroom. All right, enough history class for today. Let's see how this word actually works out in the wild. How do we really use it? So here's your classic crime show example, right? The police have investigated, they've talked to a bunch of different suspects, and now they've finally figured it out. They've arrested the one person who was actually responsible. They got their culprit. Now, check this one out. This is where the word is so useful. No single person is to blame here. Instead, it's an economic factor, an idea that's causing the problem. So we can say, high interest rates were the culprit. See? It pinpoints the exact cause of the problem perfectly. And of course, we can have some fun with it for all those little everyday mysteries. For weeks, you've been wondering where your socks are going. Then, one day, you catch your dog running off with one. Aha! The mystery is solved. The culprit was the dog the whole time.
All right, let's wrap this up. Time to make sure we've caught the main idea of this whole explainer.
Seriously, if you walk away with just one thing, make it this. The culprit is the one who is truly responsible for a problem. It doesn't matter if the problem is huge, like an economic crisis, or tiny, like an empty cookie jar, and it can be a person, a thing, or an idea. It's the source of the trouble. And now I've got a little challenge for you. The next time you can't find your keys, don't just get frustrated. Stop for a second and ask yourself, what's the real culprit here? Is it a messy desk? Is your bag the culprit, like a black hole for your belongings? Or hey, maybe you have a pet who's the secret culprit. Try using the word yourself. And that's a wrap on culprit. Thanks for hanging out with me on TalkWord today. If you love digging into words like this, you should totally check out the TalkWord mobile app. You can actually team up with our two friendly hosts to create your very own English word explainers, just like this one. Until next time, keep listening to the stories words have to tell.
Unless the culprit behind these attacks is caught. Mind you, if you ask me, the real culprit slipped the net.